or you've practiced dream yoga or anything like this, please share in the chat. I'd love to know. And I think there we go. I don't know if that's working. Mark, you can let me know if that is working or not on Zoom. It says something about being granted access to a private meeting, so I don't know. We won't worry about it. Whether we go on YouTube or not, doesn't matter. I said Zoom, I meant YouTube. So I'm going to open my chat here so I can see what people are writing in. Okay, so gosh, we're 1 minute before start time. I feel like I should wait that 1 minute. So just so everyone knows, I think you guys might know this. I don't know if you know this, but I have been adding short meditations to YouTube a lot lately. And I was thinking right before starting this meditation today that I took about 5 minutes to do the grounding meditation first. And so there is a grounding meditation there on YouTube that I recommend kind of finding your own practice with that you do before any meditation. Beautiful. Oh, Kylie, I hope you can go back to sleep and this will help you have a lucid dream. That would be really nice. And energetic fields during my sessions. Very cool, Maria. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So a little background with me and lucid dreaming and dream yoga. So often people who are interested in this, it starts in childhood. It starts very young. So I had a lot of experiences in childhood where I would be flying around my home in my dream, and then I would like fly outside through the neighborhood. And it was always so enjoyable. And I didn't know that I was doing any kind of special dream practice, but I did a lot of the kind of classical things in dream yoga during those dreams when I was a child. And then I had other key dreams during different points in my life that sort of just gave me that sense of valuing dreams. Like whether it was a dream, I remember one dream where there was like this, sounds so weird, but you know, dreams are weird, right? It was like this huge cowbird. And the cowbird like took me under its wing, and it was so comforting. So a lot of times what my subconscious gives me in dreams, whether they're lucid or not, is comfort. So like that reassurance, that unconditional love. And it's interesting how, from what I've learned from dream experts that really study this in the area of PTSD and how to help people heal from deep trauma using dream work, is that our subconscious gives us what will help us. Even though we, of course, have nightmares, everyone knows about nightmares, but when we start to practice becoming awake in dreams or asking dreams to be our healer, our subconscious mind, I like to call it the creative mind or the dream mind, will give us only what we can handle. So the way that looks is like, I'll give you an example from one of my dreams. I was really struggling with a relative of mine, really having a hard time. And I went to sleep with, and you'll learn to do this today, I went to sleep with a dream plan, setting a strong intention to receive healing in my dream around this relationship. Now, in my dream, the relative was too scary for me to see or interact with directly. So instead, my dream gave me like as though their voice was being amplified through the house and I could just hear their voice and associate with it. I think I spoke to my dream at one point and I said, it's too much for me to have them in person right now. I have too much pain around this. Give me this person in a way I can handle it right now. And they gave me just the voice that I could talk to and work with. And so that's what I mean by the subconscious giving us just what we can handle. Now, when you get, I don't know how to say this, if you ever start to believe that nightmares are an opportunity to wake up in your dream and become lucid, many people do realize this, especially people who have night terrors or nightmares. They will learn that that's an opportunity to become lucid in their dream. And actually, people who have frequent nightmares make great lucid dreamers because they get a lot of opportunities to become lucid. So when you get that kind of belief in you that a nightmare is that opportunity, if you find yourself really afraid in your dream, it'll wake you up in the dream. It doesn't have to wake you all the way up to waking reality. It can just wake you up in the dream enough to go, oh, this is a dream. This is a scary thing happening in my dream. How can I change it? And you can talk to your dream. And this is also why it is so helpful for people who have like past traumas resurfacing in their dreams to learn about lucid dreaming, because they learn to become awake in the dream and change the dream and make it a healing dream. So I'm not saying that that's the only or the best treatment. Of course, it's not. It's a complicated way to go about healing trauma, because it involves a lot of patience and meditation and work learning to lucid dream. But for those who are really into it, it's wonderful. And a writer on dreams and a teacher on dreams that I really enjoy, his name is Charlie Morley, and he's done studies with people who have pretty severe PTSD from war. And they're doing with Stanford, I believe he's doing all these studies, and it's fascinating. So if you're interested in that, check him out and let me know, and I can always share some links with you of my favorites. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to share some slides with you. And so today is kind of like part workshop, part meditation. I don't want to take too long. I'm looking, it's 5 minutes in. I'm going to try to only talk for 10 more minutes, then we'll meditate, and then we will discuss how that was for you. Okay. So one of the reasons that people want to wake up in their dreams, and tell me if this is true for you, it's really to have more deeper, bigger spiritual experiences. Sorry, I'm not doing the AI technology thing on Zoom. I'm still researching that, but for now I'm not doing it. Someone asked me. So I was just speaking about how our subconscious can be healing in a dream, like my example of working things out with someone who we're struggling with in a relationship. We can work it out in a dream and then have a realization. We can also get insights about the bigger picture of life. We can feel a sense of oneness. We can experience our body becoming a body of light or disappearing. We can feel ourselves becoming one with the atmosphere, with the universe. We can learn spiritual lessons like of impermanence by going through walls. We can learn to like look at our hand. This might freak out some people, but I really enjoy doing it in a dream. Looking at my hand and making it have 10 fingers. Or you can do that with flowers also. Flowers might be less icky than fingers. So you can look at like a vase of flowers and make it grow much bigger, or a tree or something. So these experiences on a spiritual level make us understand that there is more to reality, and that there is not the permanence that we're so conditioned in these lives and bodies to believe in. And that can really help us with some bigger picture beliefs and fears around death, around connecting with loved ones who have passed, all these kinds of things. So I think I've said everything else on this slide. So dream yoga versus lucid dreaming. So when people talk about lucid dreaming, sorry, I'm needing to turn off my phone there. Often a lucid dream just means a dream where you're awake in the dream. You realize you're having a dream, and you can go swim with dolphins. You can interact with your dream landscape and have a good time. I can remember one amazing lucid dream where I was walking down the sidewalk in a city in the dream, realized I was lucid dreaming, and I thought, why not make this a musical? And everyone on the street rose up in the air with me, and we all did a song and dance number, and it was just so much fun. Now, while that's a lot of fun, and a lot of people who lucid dream, especially as teenagers, they'll have a lot of sex, or they'll fly, or they'll do, things to have fun. Grown-ups too. So lucid dreaming is fun, it's expansive, it gives one joy, all of this. It's not necessarily working at a deeper spiritual level. It can be. Talking to your dream can be a spiritual experience. Changing things can be spiritual. But dream yoga is a tradition, it's a path, a spiritual path that's really focused on helping the practitioner, the dreamer, to evolve and grow spiritually through their dreams. And there are stages of practice that I'm going to share with you after our meditation. But things like realizing emptiness, those things I talked about, the impermanence, compassion. Have you ever had, whether it's lucid or not lucid, a dream where you felt much more love and compassion than maybe ever in waking life? I know I've had dreams where I'm in the middle of a war and helping people who are suffering or in a hospital. And whether that's a lucid dream or just a regular dream, that can really bring out deep emotions of love that maybe, life for whatever reason isn't facilitating, but the dream can facilitate for us. So that's kind of one of the differences. Now, dream yogis are also lucid dreaming. They're awake in their dreams. There's also other sleep or dream practices, like of being aware or conscious in the space between dreams, or when the body is frozen, because that's what our bodies do. They freeze when we're asleep, and yet the mind is awake without fear. So not like a terror, a night terror, I think is what it's called, or something else where, you're you can't move, but yet you're conscious. And sometimes people have all kinds of different varying experiences with that. But this is at the dream yogi level. The body is totally paralyzed, yet consciousness, awareness is alert and awake. And it's incredible. It's wonderful experience. So today, what I want to help you guys with is to create a dream plan and then practice it in meditation. So this meditating with our dream plan is not something I learned from anyone. This is something I my own creative mind came up with as a good idea. Now, I think if I were ever so lucky to go to one of those dream workshops with I have four different teachers I really admire, they would probably do something similar. And you would do meditation all day in those dream workshops. And then at night, you would be woken up like every 2 or 3 hours and given a little guidance to fall back asleep and have a lucid dream. So that's what happens in a dream workshop. So we're getting like a little taste of it that might lead to you having a lucid dream. But either way, the meditation will be healing. And the purpose is in the meditation, I realize I'm talking about something that's not on the slide, but that's okay. In the dream plan, we're going to be setting an intention for a healing in our dream. So I want to mention one other thing about lucid dreaming before we go on to setting that intention. And that is state checks. So I'm going to mention a couple things that I think are important to know if you're interested and you want to do more dream yoga or lucid dreaming or some combination. Is first, it's important to value your dreams, and a way you show your subconscious, your dream mind, that you highly value it is by keeping a dream journal. It can just be little one-word glimpses from your dream, like a person wearing a yellow hat. I was on a mountain. It was nighttime. It doesn't have to be the whole dream story. It can be, but sometimes we wake up and we only have a few little memories of the dream. Just write those down. Every time you write that down, it tells your dream mind, your subconscious, that I value you, I care, I'm curious, I'm interested in my dreams. And what it will give you is more and more information, more memories, more experiences. State checks are also a way to train yourself, in a sense, to notice things when you're dreaming that have a high likelihood of making you become aware you're in a dream. Because all of us dream every night, and most of us, like me, I don't have a lucid dream every night. I'm lucky if I have one once a month. We dream all the time, though, and we always have that opportunity to become aware and awake in the dream. Now, if I keep a dream journal and I do state checks, I start lucid dreaming at least once a week. And usually it's on a Friday or Saturday night. And I think that's because my subconscious thinks you don't have to get up and work. You can take longer to dream. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's always Friday or Saturday night. So, easy state check, or I don't even know why it's exactly called a state check, but what I like to do is just say to myself during the day, this is a dream, this is a dream. Because then when I'm dreaming, I am very likely to say, this is a dream. And then I'll go, oh, is it? And realize, yeah, it is. This is a dream. Another thing is to jump. In a dream, you'll fly or bounce or float. In real life, you don't. So that's a way to check. And so if you do this during the day, you do a bounce and go, oh, okay, I'm not dreaming. Or you say, this is a dream. Or if you don't like saying this is a dream because it makes you feel disassociated, which is a thing, you can say, this is not a dream. This is not a dream. And when you say this is not a dream during your dream, it'll also make you question, or is it? And then you can realize you're dreaming. Looking at our hands. So before going to bed at night, I look at my hands and I say, wake up, you're dreaming, or something like that. Wake up, you're dreaming. And my hope is that in the dream, I'll look down at my hands and I'll say the same thing. So it's just a way for the mind to do something it's familiar with in the dream that it did in the waking state that helps us become aware. When we also develop statements or beliefs that help us in opening to the healing quality of a dream, like I told you about my belief that a nightmare is an opportunity to wake up in the dream. Other ones are like saying to oneself, I can talk to my dream. And literally what you do when you're dreaming and you're aware that you're dreaming, you're awake in the dream, you say, hey, dream, give me a spiritual experience. Or, hey, dream, what's the meaning of reality? Whatever you're asking it. Help me meet whoever. Or beliefs like dreams are opportunities to heal. Or in a dream, I will meet my mystical teacher and receive blessings. Any of these intentions or statements, especially before going to sleep, will make us more likely to have that experience of a spiritual dream. Lucid or not, dreams can be non-lucid and still very spiritual. Okay, so this slide basically, let's see, this is more about planning. So this is what I'd like you to do right now. Ask yourself, do you more want to have a healing dream? You might know that you have a certain obstacle, or there's a relationship you're working on, or there's something about your younger self you're trying to learn more about or connect with, an emotion you'd like to have, a healing dream. Write down a little bit for yourself about that. Or would you like to more set an intention, have a dream plan to have a spiritual experience in your dream? One is not in any way better than the other. Both are amazing. So healing or spiritual, the healing will be spiritual, the spiritual will be healing. So it really, both are good. Sometimes, so oftentimes a lot of the time, what my dreams give me is practice for my daytime activities, and we can set an intention for that. So because I teach quite a bit and I can be quite anxious about it, my dreams give me the preparation by having me, like before teaching a live workshop, I will have a long night of dreaming that I'm teaching that workshop. And in that way I prepare. So, this could be for anything. Someone could be getting ready to have a baby and they have dreams of giving birth to prepare them. This could be someone's getting ready to, I don't know, paint, and they have dreams of their painting before they start their practice of painting. Okay. So do you guys have it written down? Do you have a dream intention? And then just give yourself a minute now to imagine that dream intention you have, that dream plan. Let's just say I would like to meet my mystical teacher. Imagine, I'm just giving you so I can tell you kind of what to do for your own intention or plan. Give yourself a moment now when you're not meditating to just kind of imagine what landscape might show up in your dream when you're meeting your mystical teacher. What would it feel like? Do any images or sounds or something come to you right now? Fill out your dream plan a little bit more. So I might think, well, I want to meet my mystical teacher in a kind of normal environment. I want it to be in a house, and I actually want us to be having a cup of tea together. Oh, and then I got an idea that my mystical teacher is going to do something with my forehead. I'm not even Catholic or anything, but they're going to do something with my forehead in my dream. And then just kind of open up what else? What else might happen in my dream when I'm setting this intention? Any images, music, atmosphere, nature? What might be going on? And write a few notes for yourself. This is going to help in your meditation, by the way, because we are going to do our dream plan in meditation today. And there's going to be more silence because I'm not going to give you my normal like 10 options because you're going to be working with your own dream plan. So this is why it's really important to write this down right now, because I won't be giving you the beach or the woods or the this or the that. I want you to stay with your dream intention and dream plan. Okay, let me just see if I have another slide here. Okay, so this is the stages of the dream meditation we're going to do now. And we're going to do a new kind of breathing practice. I'm calling it rolling breath. It probably has a more official name. But this is actually a kind of practice that's done to help people in certain dream yoga practices where you just sense kind of quickly all the way going up your body and then all the way down your body. So we're going to do that after we ground. We're going to connect with our inner dreamer and higher self. We're going to invite that dream landscape. So right now, looking at your dream intention, whether it's for healing or spiritual experience, what landscape do you choose right now? The beach, the forest, a house, a lake, a boat, whatever you want your landscape to be, a waterfall. You're going to add to it in the meditation, but know that you have a starting point. And you're going to appreciate that landscape in your dream. We're going to work with that heart appreciation, that inner glow of appreciation for our creative mind, for our ability to imagine. You don't have to visualize to imagine. You can feel it, you can know it, you can think it. And then we're going to bring in our dream intention, and then we're going to be practicing a little bit of dream yoga. We're going to change some things in the dream. We're going to relate to the landscape in a new way. We're going to talk to our dream. Of course, in a sense, we're talking to our meditation because we're not all asleep dreaming. Some of you might be asleep by now. I've been talking for a while. Do I have some sleepers? It could be, which is perfect. Perfect. If you're able to just fall asleep right now and listen to the rest of the meditation. So then we're going to experience real compassion for ourself in the dream. Whatever is going on in the meditation, which is the dream. I say the dream, but I'm really saying the meditation. So feeling that heartfelt warmth and caring and understanding for our own self in the experience. And then we're going to just actually dissolve our experience into light, into being radiant, luminous, and just we're going to just rest in that. And this is a high stage of dream yoga, but when we practice it in meditation, we're much more likely to experience it in our dreams, resting as this luminous clear light quality. Okay. So let's do it. Let's get into it. I'm just looking around here a sec because I want to set up my screen so that I'm able to see you guys and able to see the slide of the stages. Okay. So just beginning to feel into your body and in your own way, connecting to your body through your breath. You may want to allow your breath to become a little bit slower, longer, or not. Listen to your own body today and do what feels right. Sometimes it feels really nice to just pause our breath at the top of an inhalation or at the bottom of an exhalation and just feel that presence of being with the held breath just for a moment or two, whatever feels good. So just giving yourself permission as you inhale and as you exhale that if you want to pause and hold the breath, you can do that. And you can do that in the way that feels right today. You have total agency, total control as you do this meditation. If it feels good to have your hands kind of floating in the air in front of you not as you dream, as you breathe, then as you inhale, the hands might expand a little bit. And if it does feel right to pause the breath, the hands might do something in that pause. So just listening to the body. And noticing how your seat, your bottom of your legs, your sits bones, how they're connecting to your chair, or how your back is connecting to the surface under you, or if you're sitting in another way, just noticing how your body is connecting to that ground under you. And you can imagine, you just imagine this beautiful cord of light that goes from your lower stomach, your lower back, your hips, your sits bones, down, down, down into Mother Earth, keeping you stable, also open and secure. This grounding light, whether you imagine it as roots or a beautiful stream of light, or you just say it to yourself, I'm grounded, I'm secure, I'm stable, open. Notice what words come to you. And from this place, we're going to just allow our breath to roll up our body. So as you breathe in, feeling your toes and just imagining your whole body. You're just rolling up the body with your in-breath. And then when you get to the top of your head, exhaling and rolling down the body. You can use your hands to help you feel your fingers wiggle and your toes wiggle and breathe in all the way up the legs, the stomach, the chest, the throat, the face, the top of the head. And then when you exhale, going down from the top to the bottom, exhaling. And do a few more of these rolling breaths. If you like to visualize or imagine, you can imagine as you roll up the body, you're filling the body with light. And as you roll down the body, you're filling the body with light. If you're a more sound-oriented person, you might hear the filling, or you might think about it, or just know it as a kinesthetic knowing in the body. So breathing and moving up and exhaling and moving down. Include your back body in the experience. So if you've been focusing more on your front, see what it's like to lean back a little and notice the back body as you breathe in and roll up. And whenever you're ready for that exhale, feeling it in the back body, all the way down the back of the legs. So you're doing really great. Continuing to breathe in the way that's comfortable. You can let go of that rolling now. You might want to put a hand to your heart or on your belly. And just noticing the atmosphere inside yourself right now. You might ask yourself, how am I doing? And in this curiosity about yourself, about your inner atmosphere, notice what it's like to connect with what is most true, most present right now in this moment inside. You can call this your higher self, your soul truth. You might invite angels or guides to be near you, supporting you, honoring your own higher self, your intuition. So just breathing in your own way and connecting with this truth within. And in this connection, there's a lot of acceptance and love. Whatever that truth within is feeling or giving right now, what's it like to just allow that? And let's bring in that dream landscape that you already thought of when you were planning for your dream. Let's bring in that landscape where your intention or your healing, where you've already thought, oh, I'd like it to be here or there. And just noticing the qualities of that place. Are there sounds? Is there a kind of light or air? Are there people or animals, nature, water? Just noticing what it is for you. Take your time. And give yourself permission whenever I say imagine that you'll imagine in your own way. This can be through words. This can be through emotions. This can, of course, also be through messages or seeing, hearing. And in this landscape that you find yourself, this dream landscape right now in the meditation, bring in your intention for healing or your intention for spiritual truth, experience, insight. And let your meditation, just as though it were a dream that you were talking to, let it know this is my intention. This is my plan. This is what I would like support with. And see what shows up for you in the landscape now as you've spoken your intention. And whatever shows up, that's perfect. Allow that. Allow if it's a message, allow if it's an image, a song, a thought. So you're just opening and being curious with what the landscape of the creative mind, the imagination gives you. If your intention or your wish for healing becomes a little bit more clear, or you're given more information about it, just breathe and be with that, inviting your inner dreamer and your higher self to show you more. Our bodies are also here with their wisdom to show us and guide us. And when you're ready, if you wish to add something, you can consciously decide, I want to add these colors or these experiences right now to my imagining. I was just given a little guidance to share with you. My own dream mind said, tell them if they see one horse, they can make it 10 horses. And notice what it's like to talk to your dream landscape, to your dream, to your subconscious. Say something to it. Ask it a question. And this can be almost funny sometimes. We might say, hey, dream, or hey, meditation, I'd like this now. How about a little more letting go? Or how about a little more love or clarity? And your breath is here, always flowing, just like your heart is beating. Sometimes, just like with the breath, we have pauses. It can be the same in our dream or our meditation, where things just slightly stop or change. Notice now, what's it like to add some of this change in the form of expansion, getting bigger, wider, lighter, or getting more dense, exact? Or maybe it's in some other way, adding a color or a smile in your heart, an appreciation for some part of your experience. Or adding a finger mudra, like holding your index finger and thumb together. Is there something right now in your dream meditation that you can appreciate and give love to? Maybe this is a part of you. Maybe this is a part that needs that special caring and compassion. You can talk to it. You can feel it like a warmth, a sunshine in your heart. You may even want to give it a hug or show it something beautiful. So just as an example, if I were giving compassion right now to a part of me that's sad or overwhelmed, what comes to me is I want to show it a beautiful mountain with a gorgeous sunrise. So just notice if there's something like that in you that you want to give or show to a part of yourself. You can ask your dream, you can ask your meditation to help you. And see if there's some other part or aspect of yourself that needs your kindness, your encouragement, your friendship. And however that presents, let your body right now be that open, kind, loving presence for any part of yourself. A part might be when I'm sleepy in the morning, or when I'm grouchy, or anything else that shows up as needing this kindness. Let your body feel that. And just take some nice deep breaths if you wish, sending that breath, that kindness through to that part of you. And you might still be in your dream landscape. You might still be receiving messages or experiences for your dream intention. When you're ready, notice how it is to imagine your whole body full of light, luminous. And it might start in one area, like the head or the face or the heart or the belly. And with your breath, with your generous attention, You can just imagine that spreading and growing so that you're just even more that radiant presence, a quality of light that has no specific color but all the colors. And if there are thoughts, they're allowed, just like you breathe, just like your heart beats. In this luminous, light-filled body, everything is allowed. And everything is also allowed to get so light that it disperses in some way. It becomes even wider, even more light-filled. And you might be spreading that light out in all directions. You might be bringing it even closer into your heart or the core of your body. That's up to you. But when you're ready to transform with this light body and this human body, notice what it's like to be both at once. Notice the physical. Notice also the emotions. And notice what it's like to be both the light body and the physical body. This is similar to being both in the dream and awake and lucid in the dream. And let's just do a gentle tapping exercise to bring us back into this space and time. So your eyes can stay closed if they wish, and just begin to tap your index finger and your thumb together in your own way, your own rhythm. Your body might rock a little if it feels right. And then moving to your middle finger and your thumb, your ring finger and your thumb. I do both hands at once, but you don't have to. And then your pinky and your thumb. Now just allowing the body to set its own rhythm and pattern with the fingers connecting. It might go fast, it might go slow. You might need to stay with one finger to thumb connection or another mudra. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. And if you're feeling the need, you can do a little scalp pull, like a little head massage, or just for fun. You don't have to feel the need. I like doing it just for fun. Makes me realize I've got roots. And then give yourself a hug if it feels good. Don't shake it out. Okay, how are you guys doing? I would love any shares or questions. You can raise your hand. And if you need a little more time, if no one has a share or question, I'll talk more about the dream yoga stages. And I just have to say, hi, Holly. So happy you're here. I think I got that horse message because you're here. Okay. Anyone have, I'm not seeing hands go up, but maybe that's what I'm on in my screen, or maybe you guys are still in a little bit dreamy, which is fine, which is perfect. And if you're sleeping, keep enjoying your dream, please. Okay, there's Shelly. Hi, Shelly.
Hi.
Hi.
That was amazing.
Oh,
Um,
God.
Part of my reflection, even during the state, was that 2 years ago, even a year ago, this would have completely weirded me out. And I wouldn't have been able to flow with you at all. So it was incredibly powerful just to imagine, dream, my intuition, my spiritual guide. And in the early part of when we added that individual, I just hugged them for a good while. I was like, thank you. I was able to refocus. My brain wanted to go to, I'm so sorry for the times. And I was like, nope, nope, I'm just going forward. Thank you. It was cool because as I kept walking, and about a year ago, I did we did a meditation with a group, local group coaching, my tribe, and it had a picture of me hiking with people with me. I have it up on my wall, and that's where the title of my coaching practice came from, pioneering.
I love that.
And yeah, my intuition just reminded me of that, and that there are people that I'm crossing paths with, that I'm learning from, that are joining me, that are learning from me, and that maybe they choose not to walk with me, or maybe they do, and it's only for a time. And yeah, there's probably much more reflection, but it was just,
Mm, that's beautiful. So maybe tonight you want to deepen that even further. You could if you wanted to, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very humbly proud of myself. That's possible. It's not a puffed up,
Yeah.
I have to maintain. It's really just, my heart has been, I want to go deeper. And yeah, my intuition was saying, you're doing it. You're doing it. So it was,
Oh, that's
thank
so
you.
beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Oh,
you.
I wish I could see the picture. Maybe you can share it later. Oh, there it is. Oh, I love that. Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank
my
you.
my high level drawing skills.
Perfect. And by the way, actually, I'm so glad you shared that. That would be like a perfect kind of drawing to do if you want to draw your dream plan. You can draw it and you can put some words there. And it's not about, the fine piece of art. It's about the representation. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Holly, how are you?
I'm wonderful, Magdalene. Thank you for offering this. Nice to be in here with you.
Oh, it's so great to have you here. Think back to our Ayurvedic days of schooling together. Holly and I
Yeah,
went to school together.
many, 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 many moons ago now.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy. Um, so I just wanted to share. I went all over the place, of course, during that, and I loved it. But at one point, I don't know what your directive was, but my 10-year-old self, which went through a lot of trauma, it was like a Christmas carol. All of a sudden, my current self took her hand and it showed her where I was. Like, look at how your life turned out. It's all okay. You have a wonderful home and husband, and everything is okay. So that was pretty cool.
That is so cool. Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Oh, and I can see the horse back there on your wall.
Oh, yeah, I've got a couple. And so when you brought that up, I was walking on the beach with my guru and with Yogananda, and then all of a sudden, all this wild horses started running down the beach. So that was
Wow. I love that.
yeah.
Oh, all
Thank you.
right. So good to see you. We have to catch up soon.
Yes, please, let's do
Okay.
it.
All right, guys. Gosh, it's such a gift whenever I get to lead these meditations, it's a gift. And then it's like a little extra gift when someone from my personal life is also here. So I have to say that, like, Holly and I have been friends now long time. I think we met when I was 30. So 24 years. And we don't get to talk that often, so it's so great. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna share a little bit more about dream yoga, because I don't know, I think it's appropriate to do that right now, and it might help someone. So these steps, I'm actually not sure if they came from either a Tenzin Wangyal book or a Halachek. Um, Forgetting his first name, Andrew, I believe, Halachek. Mark, if you're here and can write that in the chat. So those two, Tenzin Wangyal, Andrew Halachek, to check name, Charlie Morley, and one of my meditation teachers, Alan Wallace, are all dream yogi teachers that I really have gained so much from reading their books and a couple of them attending workshops. So I'm just reading through this is an older slideshow, so I'm just reading through these steps a sec. So when you first in the dream, stage 1 of dream yoga, you realize you wake up in the dream. Maybe you've done a state check. You've said something like, this is a dream, and you go, oh, whoa, maybe it is a dream, and you try to jump and you can float. Okay, you know you're lucid. Some people do wake up right at that moment because I'm realizing I don't have my slide on the big. They wake up right at that moment because it's kind of such a thrill. It wakes you right out of the dream. But you get used to that and you can stay in the dream. And one of the little tricks I use is I spin, taking in as much of the dream landscape as I can. I learned that like many, many years ago, and that tends to keep me more in the dream. Then usually this is like when fun happens. So this is dream yoga, not just lucid dreaming. So in dream yoga, we want to practice some impermanence. So usually one of the first things I do is go through a wall. I often wake up in a dream actually indoors and I go, okay, let's see if I can go right through that window outside or right through that wall. And the trick is to believe you can, because as soon as you think you can't, well, then you can't. So it takes courage, and it's really a spiritual experience to go through a wall or a window or glass, because your dream body doesn't have the permanence that your waking body has. Other things you can do is like think of a thing and be there, like kind of teletransport yourself very quickly. Then another dream stage, and dream stages can happen out of order, by the way. But when you know this order and you think about it a lot, it's going to be there for you in the dream because you're awake. So you can change things. Like I might look at flowers and multiply them, or like I told you, at my hand, making it many fingers. You can fly. You can float up. You can, next stage 4, change yourself, become very, very big and expanded, or very, very tiny and small. So you're able to change the environment, change yourself. You can change identities if you want. You know, one of the things that isn't classically on here, but that I find when practicing lucid dreaming and attempting to do dream yoga at the same time that often happens, is I have other people in the dream. And often this is when I'm not, I don't know, just the way I am sort of in these lucid dreams, is I'm always questioning, are they having a lucid dream too? Are we just meeting? Are they real dreamers here, or are they my dream people? And I never really know for sure, right? Just like right now, I don't know for sure, but I'll often suggest we do something together. So I'm often very inclusive in my dream yoga practices. So I'll say, let's all float up in the air, or let's swap identities, like I'll have fun with it. Um, and so you can change your identity too. You can decide you're an angel, or you're something, whatever it is, become a horse or a bird or whatever you want. Okay. Often, so for me, often part of the waking up in the dream, don't worry about me, but it's true. Sometimes I'll have scary things happen, and that tells me, okay, I'm dreaming. So that's also when I can change something that's scary. So that's a really good thing to know. And then you can go from that, changing it, back to this is a dream. I can go through a wall and redo the different steps, right? So it doesn't matter where you start. Some people will start changing their dream landscape and realize they're dreaming. So these are kind of the first level dream yoga practices that are really fun to play with. And then we get into a little bit more of the advanced dream yoga stages. And by the way, there are whole books about this. I'm just trying to give a little glimpse of this. So when you are becoming other people in the dream, you're developing compassion. Even just practicing spiritual practices of feeding people, caring for them, going, like during COVID, I would often, when doing dream yoga, go to a hospital, praying with a person or for a person. You might save a life, you might offer a hand, you might, just do some kind of act of kindness in the dream, add windows to a dark room, plant a garden. It doesn't have to be people, it can be the environment. So stage 7, you create a special dream body, which is made out of, they say, prana mind, and project it to different places. So I have never done stage 7, I have to tell you guys. But I hope one day I'll remember stage 7 and do that, but so far has not happened for me. But that is to serve others. So stage 8, meditate in your dream body. Now this one, I try quite a bit. When I realize I'm doing dream yoga, I say, okay, now time to meditate. And I try to find like a beautiful like mountaintop or something in my dream to meditate on. It can be challenging to meditate in an awake state in the dream. Just know that you're not doing anything wrong. It is a practice. It is a challenge, and it's cool. From there, like 9, we can, just like we were doing that clear light at the end of our meditation, we can really merge with the dream landscape. And I've had moments of this that are just incredible, where one separation kind of disintegrates, and one is the sky, one is the environment, one is the ocean, whatever it is. And what is said about dream yoga and lucid dreaming is that any spiritual experience in that dream state, I think it's literally 100 times more. I don't know if they say 10 times or 100 times. I don't know what is said, but I experience it as like so much more vivid and big than any spiritual experience in ordinary reality. So I think that is one of the reasons that it is really cool. Oh, let me go back to that so that because I didn't realize I had that slide of the of some of the books. I definitely want to share that. Um, so these are great. I think I don't have the Charlie Morley one here. And I don't have the Alan Wallace, but those are other great ones. So this is one by Andrew Holicek, Dream Yoga, and this one by Tenzin Wangyal. Alan Wallace has a great one, and Charlie Morley has a great, like, for beginners book too. Okay. All right, guys, any shares or thoughts or questions about any of this stuff, or meditation or energy coaching or whatever? Plants? Notice the plants? Oh, and by the way, if you have insomnia, what I have found is that going on plant tours, these videos where people are talking about all the plants they have in their collection, it puts me to sleep faster than any yoga nidra or anything like that. But it's also made me such a plant enthusiast that pretty soon I'll be making videos about my plants because I spend all my time now with my plants. So, okay, Lavana, hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Margaret. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Great.
I have a question. I have a lot of lucid dreams. Sometimes it feels like I don't sleep all night, and it's like just dreaming and dreaming, and it feels like I'm awake. I'm not sleeping. So
Yeah.
what should I do? I mean, I want to sleep.
It sounds like your intention is allow me to get a restful sleep. So I
Yeah.
wonder if you could talk to your dream and ask it, give me more rest, give me more time here to whatever words you have for the kind of rest you want.
Mhm.
I think that's really important, and set that intention before you go to sleep
Mhm.
about how much you want to rest. I'm
Mhm.
also wondering what you do before you, I mean, there's all these things on sleep hygiene and all that. And but it's also a gift. Just know that having all that wakefulness, if you can use it to do some of these practices, it's a gift to be so awake in your sleep as well.
Good to know. Yeah.
But I know it's hard. Take naps too if you can, although that might not be
Yeah.
recommended. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I want to
Yeah.
share my
Yeah.
now the meditation was for me. My intention was how can I help people, and I want like uh, with the coaching, with how can I help the people, especially with trauma and everything, and uh, and what show up. It was funny. It's I don't know how to say Moses with
Uh-huh.
the the Torah that he got on Sinai. I don't know if you're familiar with the story, the Jewish that he got
Yes.
wisdom and everything, and he was stuttering.
Yes.
So I have no reason to think like I cannot do it or something. He got all this. So it
That's
was beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah,
So you got a very big message there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like a lot of light and be with nothing, like just with the light, and that's it. Like a plain canvas when you're listening. That's it.
Oh,
It was beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you.
well, I think you have a real gift, Lavana. So tell me more about what happens when you dream tonight. Maybe you should continue
Yeah,
that
thank you.
insight. Oh, thank
It's
you.
beautiful.
Yeah. And Felicia, hi.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for that. My intention was to receive career clarity and peace. And what was interesting that came up was there's this book that I've been planning on writing for a few years, probably longer than a few years, and it's dealing with meditation.
Oh,
um,
great.
and somatic practice because I plan on becoming a manifestation and embodiment coach. But the clarity that came is that it's actually not a book, it's a meditation practice.
Mm.
And I was like, wow, so all these years I've been thinking it was a book, and that's why I was stuck because it's not a book, it's a meditation practice. And then eventually I would add a meditation workbook
That's
that just blew me
beautiful.
away. Yeah, it blew
Yeah.
me away.
Wow.
So I actually I wanted to know when your next activation method program is starting. I think you had one in October and I wasn't able to sign up for it.
Yeah.
But when is your next one gonna be?
I'm enrolling again for February, and so you can write to me and I'll give you all the details and we can talk. That would be great to have you.
Okay. And
Okay,
it's
yeah, write to support at Coaching Institute, attention Magley.
okay. And the price is 400 a month or 500 a month for the payment
We can
plan.
talk about it. It depends on what you add, whether you add energy coach or group coach, but we can discuss it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I look forward to talking. We can also chat on Zoom together about it.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you so
Okay,
much.
great. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm sorry, I'm not ready to talk about all the details, but I'd love to. You guys want to meet my dogs here? Lily, sit up again. Lily, say hi to everyone. There's Lily. She's the older one. She's 8. And there's Mika. She's the puppy. I don't know how they burst in here. They're not supposed to do this during meditation, but they did. Okay. Hi, Rish. Are you there?
Hey Magli,
Hey, how are you?
good, thank you.
Good to see you. With your little one. Hello. Good to meet you. Do you like the dogs? That's Lily. Oh, you can see her nose. I can't tell.
That's what got her attention.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a question about like in the daytime, sort of having these meditations. Would there be a particular time of the day that you would recommend?
Better to do this at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. If anyone wants to replay this in the evening before going to sleep, good idea. Good idea to go to sleep with these. And there's lots of there's lots of meditations you can find on YouTube that are specifically for lucid dreaming at night. I'm going to start making them, but I haven't yet because I'll fall asleep. I'll start leading it and I'll fall asleep. So I got to find a way to do it. I got to do it in the morning. But yeah, because if you can do this kind of meditation and just ease right into your own dream state, then your body will rest and eventually you'll wake up. Don't worry about it. But you'll be going to sleep with that intention, and that experience will take off into the dream. It doesn't have to be a lucid dream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Good to see you and good to meet your daughter on Zoom. Okay. Bye. Good to see you. What a cutie. Okay, guys. Mika, I'm worried about her finding the door open behind the screen. Mika is an adventurer. She gets out, she's out. She's part Tibetan Terrier and part poodle, and I think it's the Tibetan Terrier in her that just likes to adventure and jump and see everything. Okay, guys, it was lovely, lovely to meditate together. And and there's your cutie there. Oh, Janet, I love your dog. So let's go to those who are still here. Let's go to gallery view and just see each other and say good morning, good night. Oh, look at all the dogs with Anna Maria. Oh, yeah. Good to see you guys. Okay. And hopefully we will meditate together again really soon.